How's it, Sean from Combat Simulations? Welcome to my overview and tutorial for Attack at Dawn, North Africa. So before we get started, please subscribe to the channel. It's free, and also leave comments and suggestions, and watch my videos and like them and share them. Helps me a lot, I promise you. So what is Attack at Dawn, North Africa? It's basically a Western desert simulation, a realistic simulation of the Second World War, North African campaign in the Second World War, from where Rommel landed, right through to the Suez Canal in Egypt and Alamein there. That's what it's there, and then his retreat to Tobruk and then back to Italy. We crossed the thing. It's the whole campaign, the whole North Africa Western Desert campaign. Now, what makes this game so great? This is really fantastic game. Is this game is a WeGo game. It's run on a WeGo, simultaneous turns. So there's no you go, I go, turn-based approach to it, which we all love. I mean, I enjoy turn-based, but it's not really realistic. So what this game does is you plan your moves, he plans, his computer plans it, and then they execute them. But you can also run it in real time. You don't need to use the simultaneous turn moves. So that's what makes this game outstanding. Outstanding. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through all the various options, and then I'm going to play the tutorial. I'm going to use tutorial number 3, which I'll explain in depth as I play it. This tutorial 3 is the best. It's a small tutorial, and it showcases what this game is all about and how all the units function and everything. All right, so we've got all our credits. This is from Panzer Division Games. All right, I don't know if these are East Germans or Eastern Europeans. I'm not sure, but these are the guys that developed it. You have your options. What's great about this is it's got a scaling, a UI scale and unit scale, so you can make them. You can make the interface small. Small, so you can see more of the battlefield, or you can just make it 1-to-1. I keep it at 1-to-1. It's just easier to read all the stuff. And yeah, and you got your volume and your master volume and I turn the music off because I don't want to have a copyright problem. Too many times I had copyright problems with that. You have a scenario editor. All right. I don't know how the scenario editor works, but you basically can create all your own scenarios. I think you can modify existing ones, all of that. That really adds to the replayability of this game. You got your manual. If I press that, it loads up the PDF, but it takes you out of the game. There's your tutorials. Multiplayer beta. I don't know if if the multiplayer actually works. It's been beta from the beginning, so I don't know if they ever fixed it, but they specify beta here. Then you've got, let me just, new scenario. Then you've got all the scenarios that happened in the Western Desert, all the battles, all the main important battles. And you can see over here, there's a nice explanation of the whole battlefield, the situation, and then you can pick your sides. Now, here's the thing which is unique, and I haven't seen this before in any other game. If you look here at Sonneblom, you see I've got it on normal, but look at the scenario difficulty. It's easy for the Axis. If I put it on hard, it's balanced. If I put it back, it's easy. Now watch the Allies. It's hard on normal, and I make it very hard. Or if I put it on easier, it becomes balanced. So what that says to me is that the developers have actually, like, what they've done is like the balance, the on normal difficulty, and this is what I assume. So I don't want to make an ass out of you and me, but basically it looks like this. The on normal difficulty, it's actually as the battle was. So with the historical units from the Allies and the Axis, and if you put it on hard, it'll be more balanced. So they probably add more units to the Allies side, just to make it more of a balanced scenario. I'm assuming that, as I said, I don't want to make an ass out of you and me. I assume that. I love that. I really love the way they've kept it like normal is like historical, and then you can increase it. So for the Axis, this was easy. This fight, this Sonne Bloom, and for the Allies, it was very hard. And if you look at the second Alamein, for the Axis, it was very hard for the Axis. But for the Allies, it was easy, and even easier if you put it on harder difficulty. It was even easier for them, and very easy, yeah. So it just shows you It just shows you how, and then you put it on there on the easier level, and it's still hard. So they've incorporated the difficulty levels on this. They don't mention anything in the manual, so I'm just assuming all of that. I'm just taking that as I assume that to be. Yeah, you start your campaigns. You've got the full campaign from 41 to 42. You can even play the 41 campaign on its own, or the 42nd campaign, or you can play the full campaign, full Rommel campaign. When he came, when the Italians lost to the British, and he came just to take over there. He just came in 1941, and then he's tripped down to the Second Battle of Alamein. And then here you've got all the combat stories here, and I suppose as you go along in the campaign, it updates how many you've won and how many you've lost and all that. So that's brilliant. Now, I'm going to take you to the third tutorial, and we're going to play that because this makes it easy to explain how this thing works. All right, so here I'm going to say next and there. Okay, so here we have our forces, right? Now, I think I'm going to start with the stats. In each battle, you get the stats. There's the scenario objective. You have the 15,000 men. He's got 6,000. The troops involved. That's the stats. You have the order of battle. Isn't that great? I mean, this is like the game is basically a battalion and regimental level. That's what the game represents. So you've got all your battalions. You could actually look at your actual strength, like the first Royal Tank Regiment's got a strength of 3 and it's lost no strength and enemies destroyed. And you got your nice order of battle, which is great. You've got your losses in detail here, represented in detail what you've lost, what you've killed, and all that type of stuff in each unit. And then you've got your intel, all the scenarios and the battles and that you have an intel. So it just gives you a bit of information of what they know about the battle, who's there, what they think. So if you look, Alamein was defended by the elements. I can't pronounce that. Expect good infantry, some anti-tank guns, artillery, and a panzer battalion. Right, and that's what you can expect. So you get this little bit of intel. Fuel, yeah, okay. So let me start from the top. This is the Allied offensive. It's day 1 of day 1. It's the 10th of the 5th, 1940. It's clear, and this is like the expected in the week, the weather forecast. Over here, you've got the hexes. So you can make deeper, more prominent hexes, or you can take the hexes away. The game is moved on hexes. It moves fine. So what they've done is they incorporated a bit of the board game feel to it, and also PC game. So they've incorporated it. They've incorporated simultaneous movement. So you have a zone of control around each unit, and that each unit exerts a zone of control. So you can't if you've got an oak there, a unit there, you can't just move him into another zone of control. So that's applied in this game. All right. Now that just shows the hexes. This is just a different. If I look at it, it just shows a different type of map. You know, how just aesthetic, how the maps look. You've got your different icons. Okay, so here you can see the icons, but they got a little tank next to them, and they got the NATO symbols going on. I don't like it like this. I prefer there. You can see everything. That's brilliant. You can see where the tank and a gun is. It's really good. Combat bar. I know that full on show all. Okay, I've got that's the bar that comes on top here. I'll explain that to you now. This is the log, the history log of what's going on, and this is the SOP. This is basically like default fire mode, hold fire. You got about 3 choices here, and you can set them for each of the regiments or battalions. Yeah, you've got your supply. Now I'm going to run through the supply with you when I started, because it hasn't started. Now there's a reason why I haven't started, and I'll explain that to you now. So you've got your supply. If you look at your supply, you'll see the ETA is 2 hours to supply, and the RTT is also 2 hours. But as you know, the further you go from your supply source, the longer it takes to supply, because the turnaround time is very high. So your ETA, your RTT is your turnaround time. So as you get high, as you travel further and further away from your supply source, the longer it is to supply. So this just gives you that. It gives you, they've got eight fuel supply, and you've got ammo supply and what it is. And this just gives you an idea of what that is. But I'm going to explain supply to you now, because when the game's going, you'll see how the supply works. I think we've done the stats. There's the, I can switch it to turn-based. This means I would make my moves, he would make his moves, and then we move together simultaneously. I like it at real time. It just takes that away, makes the whole thing real time, which is brilliant. And this is great. This is in the game. This is a help key. This gives you all the terrain effects, explains to you what these figures on, what these numbers on the tanks mean, which I'll explain to you now. The artillery, the movement factors, faster on the roads, gameplay, mouse orders. It's great. Very, very brilliant. But I'll explain that to you now. Now, the reason why I'm not in this start, before you start, you can set up your units. It says not in all the scenarios, but some of them, most of them you can set up your units. So I'm going to put my tank with the, you see I got this infantry unit, right? I'm going to put my tank with that. Now you can stack units, only 2 units, and when they stack, they become joined. You can't move them separately, but you can unstack them anytime you want to move that one again. So what you want to do is you want to stack, I think, infantry with armor, so they coordinate. They help each other out. And I'm going to stack him with him, and I'm going to put that artillery there, and I'm going to put him there. Brilliant. And that's it. Now we're going to start, because I've arranged it like this. So we're going to start. Now it starts. It's just paused at the moment. Nothing's happened. If you look on this side, you will see, okay, let me just use that one. You will see that Royal Tank Regiment. There, you see all this combat factors, how he's explained. Look at that tooltip. It's fantastic. I'll explain it to you now. There's his morale. When his morale reaches 0, there's the green. He runs away. There's his strength, and he's got 48 tanks. There's his fuel supply and and his ammo supply, and he's a veteran. And the same for the infantry unit. With him, you can split him. He'll move together. He can't be splitted while he's with the other unit, but you can split him up and he can move on his own. You can detach him. So all these, if you look down here, you see these things here. These are the formations. The battalions or the formations, and they move and fight together, and it lists for you down there. But you can take any individual guy and split him, and then you can detach him, and he moves on his own. He doesn't go follow the formation, right? The target, you can select the target, because when he goes into fire, he automatically selects the best target, but you can override that. You can hold him, and you can give him SOPs. So the fire mode, toggle what? Let me just see what it says here. Toggle, that's default mode. Fire on all adjacent enemy units active, and then you can put it to hold fire, whatever you want. And then there's mines. Now there are no engineers in the game. The engineers are inherently incorporated in the units, and then you've got these engineers that can work on the mines. You don't always get 2. You might get 3 mines. That's per scenario. It all depends. All right, so let's look at the unit itself. On the right, on the left, there you see that where I'm putting my mouse? That's his strength. This is his morale. That's his name, and he's a tank unit. The 4 indicates his soft attack, what he is when he's firing soft attack. The 6 indicates his hard attack. He's what he is against tanks. He has a 2 defense with 2 red. 2 red means he's, I think that's against mechanized units, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure. Yeah. And then the 5 is the also mechanized units. That's against hard units too. His defense. And then the 5 is the movement. How far it can move. That's it. That's all. With artillery, you've got the 3 is the actual power of it, and the 6 that's up there is the range. And it's got 2 defense and 3 movement. That's the thing. The combat is done on like a board game. They've incorporated it as like a board because they determined that it better represents armor fights, armor battles. It just better represents the armor. So they use combat results tables and shifts, and all done real time in the background. So it's part board game. It's got a bit of board game feel to it, yet it's simultaneous movement as well. And then your artillery also has a strike. I think it has 3 times it can strike. Then it's exhausted per, and then it has to recover again the next time. Now let me just explain. Where's the okay? Yeah, you see there. You see there now. Now, if I look there, that's where that's been supplied from. If I look at that, and if I press the space bar, I get how this is how the flow of supplies uninterrupted. So there's nothing, but if somebody gets behind there, they can cut your supply off, because the supply will move along the road, and it will take the shortest possible way, and it won't be, and if there's enemies here, then it'll try and move down here along to get there, so it'll take longer. If it can't get down there, the supply's cut off, and then these guys don't get supply. So they've done supply brilliantly, very, very good. That's the supply. Okay. Anything else I need to explain? Okay. All right. Oh, aeroplanes. I almost forgot. You've got your planes. You got your bombers. You got your reconnaissance, and you got more bombers. And it's depending. They also have a limited amount. They have a limited amount of ammunition. They only shoot. They get shot down. Whatever. Now our goal is to take this objective here, and I'm going to explain as I go along. That's basically the essence of it. Of everything. It tells you how many units. It tells you the strength. It tells you how many. What's it? So I think that's. Let me just see. Tells you the tanks. Tells you how many. The strength and the number of soldiers in that unit. The strength, the morale, all of that. The green is the morale. I think I mentioned that. Okay, so let's get started. Oh, I do want to. Where's this? I want to send. And I want to send a reconnaissance there, and I'm gonna send it. P is for pause, and I'm gonna give it hang on, pause. I'm gonna now move this. Let me pause it. I forgot to tell you. Now, how you move this is you click on a unit, and you can right click it, and it'll move there wherever you want it. Wherever you want it, you right click it. If you want to move the whole formation, you click, and it moves it in, and you can move. Sorry, I forgot to mention this. It's very important. You can move the formations, and you can see how the infantry is going to land. You can move the whole thing. That's brilliant, eh? So I'm going to move that to there. I'm going to move that to there, and I'm going to move that to there. Then I'm going to tack with that. I'm going to move that to there, and I'm going to combine those two, and I'm going to move in there. Now I feel better. Now I actually, because I wasn't sure they explained the movement. So now he's given me all this. I paused it. So now I'm going to use my aeroplanes. I'm going to bomb that. And I'm going to bomb that, the tanks over there. Now when I get here, I'm going to clear these minefields away. He's going to start working on that. And I'm going to do the same over here. I'm going to clear his minefield away. He's going to start working. See the bombers coming in. It's brilliant, eh? You see the planes are yellow. They're not red. There's when you double click, you find on them. Now let those are now working on the mines. I'm going to, in the meantime, bomb this. I'm going to carry on bombing that. From this artillery, I'm going to strike that. Okay. Now you see here. Now this is the combat. All right. He's shooting at this guy. See where it's the arrows pointing. Each one of these is a morale. Is a morale. The amount of morale this unit is losing. And if you see it here, it says 16. That's what he's firing at. That's what's losing. And here's the attacking unit that's causing it. And he's got a +4. Now, if you look at him, he's got a -3. And look, if you see both guys, he's got a shooting one and he's got a shooting one. That's what the morale he's causing. The morale loss of that unit. He's attacking that unit. This unit here is losing that morale. And it's a -3. Now you see the combat route, highlights the combat differential. Combat values difference between attacker and defender. You see all these shifts here. That's how they get to that plus. It shows you this. This is brilliant. Here's your efficiency modifiers. So he's working at 100% efficiency. There's his strength loss, and and now this guy this unit here is inflicting on this unit is inflicting that morale loss. All right. And he's inflicting it. You see there the morale loss per unit. This shows he's attacking there. So he's now attacking that, and that guy's attacking that. And you can see that's his morale, and he has a +4 shift, which means an attacker. That means a +4 is to the attacker's advantage. A minus number means you're losing out in the calculation. It's not a good fight. I hope I'm explaining. I know I'm talking here, and I'm not getting it, but now if you click on he's only firing on this unit. This unit is only firing at him. So he's inflicting this unit here is inflicting a morale loss of 7 on this guy. And the 2 units are in there. Here's the top unit's morale that he's inflicting on the guy, and there's the bottom. But he's firing at a -3 differential, which is not good. He needs to get over a plus or something, because that's minus. And there's his efficiency when he's doing it. So he's very inefficient. So I hope I'm explaining. I know I'm getting that, but that's how the combat factors work, and they explain it to you. You can see look at the explanations very, very well. Now I'm going to, okay, so these O's are still going. Let them just, see, he's shooting here, and he's not shooting here. So we're inflicting this damage on him here. Okay, let me just pause it. I think my planes are ready. I'm going to drop it on there, and I'm going to, I tell you what, I'm going to drop it on there, the 2 planes. Just to so I can help these Italian infantry. I think this is Italian. Sorry, I can help this infantry. What is this? This is the Indian infantry. Okay, so now he's gone. I'm going straight out. He's still working on his mine, and this guy I'm going straight out. Now I'm going to bring him up to there, up to that X. It's brilliant, eh? Brilliant. Okay, so he's now moved in my place here. What I want to do is I want to pound him with a strike with that. I want to strike with this. Sorry. I want to strike with this there. And I want to see on my aeroplanes. You see, they're damaged and they're unavailable. See, now I've lost most of my air there. See, he's lost. See, now you see well, you'll see it now. See, now he's still losing it because he's got a very bad combat efficiency against him in this area. He's getting +3s on that. You see what I'm saying? So it's not ideal. Do I have any planes left? He's damaged and he can't fly. I don't know why he can't fly. Now I need to get this. Let me just give you an idea here. If I press, what was it? F4. Yeah, F4. You see, you can take the units out. That thing there. So everything affects this game: the weather, the time of day, the fatigue, because all these efficiency markers, these take into account the fatigue levels, and the morale takes into account fatigue and all that. So it all adds to that. So yeah, no planes, man. There's no planes. They're ready, but I don't need reconnaissance. I'm going to send a recon guy just to have a look. I need to use my artillery to shoot, and I need to use my artillery to shoot, and I'm going to hope that works. See, when they rout, they run away. Those are the red, they routed. Yes. See, he's shot out. He's shot what he can. See, now you can, and once it gets yellow like this, then you can only shoot once a day, and you got to take a break and whatever. I want this to go. This needs to go. But if we look here, you see where he's firing. You see that he's inflicting 22 morale, and he's inflicting 32, and there's how he's working it from each one. He's inflicting 22 and 34, and I'm only inflicting 7 and 9. You yummy. He's inflicting. I can right click on him to make him do that, and he's going to shoot there and help out there. But there's not much chance. I've really routed over there. See, now he's losing it. See. I got one guy retreated. Now I'm going to shoot some more there. I can't use my planes because I can use my planes. Thank God for that. I'm going to drop my planes there. I wonder if I can move it. No, I can't move that artillery. Yes, it's spirit. See how buggered I am. Now I can drop him and the bombs on there. Boom, but it's not gonna. See, now I've lost all of this. So I'm gonna move them forward. I'm gonna hope. See, he's got fair morale, but this I can't. See, this is. You see that I'm losing 3 and losing 8, and he's losing 19. So I can go in there, and I'm gonna try and I can't. Okay, let me just see. Okay, so he's done, and he was damaged. I lost the air. I lost that air, so that's why I couldn't. Yeah. Now I'm inflicting good damage on him. He's inflicting as well 5 and 11 morale. I'm 25, so he's very low in his morale. It's fair, but shit, man. I'm trying to attack with artillery units here. So I'm morale that I'm hitting him with, but hey, he's climbing back in here. Okay, so he now goes in there. I'm going to send him in there. And I need that plane. Oh, his plane is no good. I'm going to... Oh, shit. Okay, he's going. He's losing a lot of morale. He's not so... Yeah, you see, he's inflicting large morale on me. See, large morale loss. And I'm only inflicting 8. No, man. No, man. Go. Okay, so he's done. So I'm gonna go in here. I've lost this, obviously. Yeah, I was defeated. Okay, so you get the idea. At the end of the battle, you get all this. This music is just so high, and you can't really turn it down. Let me just get out of here. And then you can play a replay of the scenario as well. You can do a replay of it. It obviously, it's like a video and it records all your movements and that. That's great. Such a superb game. Top, off the charts, really good game. I mean, I lost there, but I mean, I was just playing, just to give you an idea of how everything works in the game and how the game actually moves and the units and how they fight and what are the combat factors. You can see the shifts that are involved in there, and the aeroplanes. It's actually a simple game, and the manual's not that long. I promise you. I mean, it's a couple of 50 pages or something, and it's not that long and not that in depth. So it's actually, if you look at it, it's a simple game to play, yet it's so in depth, so nuanced. I mean, it's really fantastic. I've been playing it for a while now. I've been trying the scenarios out, and I've been doing the tutorials. I've been having a blast. But really, off the fantastic game, really good. I hope I've covered everything. I hope I have. I've tried to keep this short, but it's because there's not a lot of complications, a lot of nuances, but not easy to play, but hard to master. It just didn't take long to explain it all to you. Are you with me? I'll give you an idea. I do want to just show you. We won't do it, but I'll just... Oh, hang on. I'll give you an idea here. Let me just show you. I will do the second Alamein. That was a small battle that I showed you now. Okay? Now, the Alamein, the second one, the second fight. And you got all those users. So now you got battalions and regiments and everything like that. And if you look at it, you got the times and dates, and this is like 18 days. So I'm just going to start it, and I'll run it so you can just see the running of it and just see how big battle like this operates. So he's on the attack. He's obviously wanting to get these areas here that are um, um, objectives. He needs to get that, and we're defending over here. And he's coming down. Well, he's not coming down there, but he's bombing. And you see this. You see how this fight's going. Brilliant game, this, eh? Really good. And there's he coming now. You're Rommel here. You've got to defend against the British. Fantastic. All right, I'm gonna stop it. I wasn't here to play that thing out. I mean, I've shown you how each part works. All right, I think I covered it. I'm sure I left stuff out. I'm sure I got stuff wrong. Because I mean, I didn't get some. I'm still learning some parts of it, so I'm sure I got stuff wrong. I'm sure I left stuff out. And I shouldn't have said something. I shouldn't have said some stuff as well. But I hope you've got the nuance, the overall gist of how the game is and how it plays and what it is. A classic, an absolute gem classic. And I got it for 120 Rand on Steam, on the Easter special thing from Steam. And it's worth about, it retails about 270 Rand. It's cheap. Cheap. When you consider these other big games going for like 700 Rand, whatever, it's cheap, and it's such a good game. So historical, so nuanced, so realistic. It's just a dream simulation of the and everybody. I mean, I love the North Africa campaign, the 42 campaign. It wasn't a big campaign. There's only 100,000 on each side, but it was just everybody wrote about it and everybody knew about it. And everybody's interested in the North African campaign because it's a great campaign there in the desert. All right, I think I've said too much now. So, yeah, I think I covered everything. Sean from Combat Simulations, please subscribe to my channel. It's free. And also leave comments and suggestions. And watch my videos and like them and share them. Helps me a lot. All right, until our next overview and tutorial video, good day on you.